Alright guys, so today we're going to be looking at Xur, Agent of the Nine. Most of you veteran Destiny players know exactly who Xur is, but if you don't, he is one of the rarest vendors in the game and an easy way to get high-level loot and exotics you don't have. The first step, and usually the most difficult, is finding Xur. This weekend, he's over here at Nessus. All you gotta do is drop in on the Watcher's Grave. As soon as you spawn in, just hop on your Sparrow and go straight to where all the people are. I will warn you, the tree climbing can be a little tricky, but if you go over to this ledge on the left side, you make things so much easier for yourself. Alright, so a lot of people know Xur brings some exotics, Xur brings some legendaries, but today we are going to be talking about what Xur has, but I'm also going to be giving you a 0 to 5 ranking for each of the legendary weapons to help you guys decide which of these bad boys to pick up. All right, so as always, we've got the exotic Ingram, an easy 97 legendary shards, and the best part about this exotic is it's something new. So if you're still working on finishing your collection, I would 10 out of 10 recommend picking this guy up. The weapon today is the Queenbreaker, which back in Destiny 1 was one of my favorite exotic weapons. Unfortunately, a few years ago, the Queenbreaker was hit with a pretty big nerf. And while it's still viable, it's difficult to argue picking it over some of the newer exotic weapons. Either way, if you're all about collecting like I am, then definitely scoop that one up. Coming over to the armor pieces, we have a 61 Shinobu's Vow. Skip grenades are not the meta, but they have been in the past and they could be again in the future. Usually with a Shinobu's Vow, I like to steer towards recovery and discipline. So if you don't have Shinobu's, pick this up. Otherwise, this is probably not a role I would spend shards on. However, this Actium War Rig is a 66 recovery, discipline, strength. For those of you that don't know, the Actium War Rig pairs with most auto rifles and in a single fight can triple the size of their magazine. So if you're a big auto rifle user and you play Titan, I would definitely pick this up. I will say, usually with Titan, you want to rock higher resilience, but you might be able to counteract that by going higher resilience on some of your other armor pieces. And last but not least, the Warlock exotic Verity's Brow. Usually for Verity's Brow, you want to go max discipline. Unfortunately, this exotic only has +6, but at a 64 roll, an argument could be made to use this. I would put it above average, but probably not in the S tier. All right, so up first, we've got the No Reprieve Shotgun. Pinpoint slug frame pirate shotgun from Season of the Plunder. So as far as perks for this weapon go, unfortunately, the No Reprieve is a 0 out of 5 when it comes to hunting the God roll. Polygonal rifling and small bore are not great slug frame barrels. Tactical mag is middle of the road, surplus is middle of the road, and harmony is near the bottom. We also have a masterwork for stability, so unless you're looking to complete the collection, I would probably skip the shotgun. All right, so up next we have Blood Feud, another Season of the Plunder weapon. The Plunder, I don't think there's a just Plunder. This SMG is definitely more of a PvE weapon. Very, very few people use this in PvP. To be honest, there are just a lot of better SMG options out there. I will say two of my favorite roles are Ambitious Assassin and Frenzy, as well as Pugilist and Frenzy. And the reason for that is because with Pugilist, final blows with this weapon generate melee energy. This pairs nicely with the intrinsic perk Right Hook. Dealing melee damage gives this weapon increased target acquisition. So as far as the 0 out of 5 counter goes, this weapon is sitting at a 2 out of 5. I would say the S tier things about this weapon are Ambitious Assassin as well as the range masterwork. Now, while not S tier status, the rest of the perks do actually fall into the A tier. Focus Fury, Tactical Mag, and Corkscrew Rifling are all above average options for this gun. So if you don't have one, I would definitely pick it up, and I'd probably pick it up over the shotgun. All right, up next, we have the Thoughtless Sniper Rifle. Now, this is actually a really, really solid roll. Between the two barrels, Corkscrew Rifling's not quite S, but definitely in the A tier. It's the most balanced barrel, giving you a +5 to range, +5 to stability, and a +5 to handling. The Appended Mag is the worst of the extra magazine perks. Still a solid option, but it doesn't provide the reload speed or the extra stability something like Tactical Mag does. The other big thing you kind of want in perk slot number 2 is Accurized Rounds for that increased range. When it comes to perk slot number 3, Perpetual Motion is an A tier perk. The S tier perk here that you want for the God roll would be Overflow. But if you're taking this thing into the Crucible, Perpetual Motion can actually be a better option. Ammo is so limited, Overflow is less practical in PvP. In PvE, the role you would want would be Firing Line and Overflow in these two slots. However, in PvP, Perpetual Motion and Snapshot is probably your best bet. I kind of wish this was a range masterwork. The Thoughtless on the God roll counter gets a 2 out of 5. And now we're going to move to the Hollow Words Fusion Rifle. Fusion rifles are kind of down bad right now, but as Bungie does, a lot of times they make sweeping changes, and it wouldn't surprise me to see these make a major return. This roll for the Hollow Words to me is a PvP roll. For PvE, you'd likely want Lead from Gold or Vorpal Weapon in these right two slots, but in PvP, I think that Killing Wind and Backup Plan are two of your best options. Another big win for this gun is the Charge Time Masterwork. If you're trying to use this thing in PvP, I'd probably put on Projection Fuse. With it being a high impact fusion, you want to get that charge time down a little bit. Accelerated Coils would probably be your best bet here, but Projection Fuse is not bad. The biggest weakness for this fusion rifle, to be honest, is the barrel slots. We've got extended barrel and small bore. Both of those are bottom of the barrel, and you'd really be looking for Hammer Forged Rifling or Arrowhead Break for that slot. Overall, though, for PvE, this is a 0 out of 5. For PvP, I'd probably give it a 3. Next, we're going to move to the Ecolo Sniper. Finally have a good PvE roll. 4th time's a charm and Focused Fury pair together to make the best PvE combination of perks for this sniper rifle. Rapidly landing those headshots, put 2 rounds back into the magazine, deal Dealing half of the magazine as precision damage grants this weapon bonus damage. These two go hand in hand and can be deadly in PvE. We also have Tactical Mag, which increases the magazine size as well as reload speed and stability. This is probably tied with accurized rounds in the S tier of perks for rapid fire frame snipers. And last but not least, the fluted barrel. Now you could argue Arrowhead Break is the S tier barrel right now, but the one thing I love about fluted barrel, especially on rapid frames, is look how high the handling is at 82. This thing feels like you're holding an SMG. So if you like the lighter feeling snipers, then I would 10 out of 10 recommend this one. Now the only caveat to this sniper is I would probably lean towards range in the Masterwork slot. I do think stability is a great option, and reload speed to me is not necessarily needed with a tactical mag, 4 times a charm, and a focus fury. So because of that, this would be the first weapon that I would rate a 5 out of 5. Even if you have an Ecolo, check the perks on it, because this one might be better. All right, now we're gonna go to the Fire and Forget Linear Fusion Rifle. This is a Season 19 Stasis Fusion Rifle. Unfortunately, it's only sitting at a 2, maybe a 3. As always, we want Arrowhead Break in this first slot. Projection Fuse probably is your best option for the linear fusion rifles. That aim assist at range makes those shots crispy. Rangefinder is a really good option, especially in PvP. In PvE, you probably want field prep here, but for PvP, it can be nice for hitting those longer range shots. And then last but not least, we have Demolitionist on it. Great for builds where you're trying to generate grenade energy, but ideally for the 5 out of 5 roll, you'd want Chill Clip here. And I almost forgot, the charge time is definitely what you want as the Masterwork. So for PvP, you're sitting at a 3 out of 5. For PvE, a 2 out of 5. All right, last but not least, the Season of Arrival's Night Watch Scout Rifle. You guys probably have this gun if you've played a little bit of Destiny. It was one of the more common world drops a few seasons ago. And looking at this roll, the first 2, corkscrew rifling and accurized rounds, are both S tier. That automatically bumps the gun to a 2 out of 5. However, Threat Detector and Demolitionist, they don't really pair that well together, and both slots have better options. In the third slot, you'd likely want Rapid Hit or Subsistence. And then in the last slot for Night Watch, you probably want Explosive Payload. There is Rampage that will roll, but something about the way the 200 RPM scouts are, Explosive Payload just feels right and would definitely be the best perk to have in that slot for PvE. When it comes to the Masterwork, I would say range and handling are probably your 2 best options. So if you don't have it, the Night Watch is not bad, but as far as the God roll, I would only put this at a 3 out of 5. A 5 out of 5 to me would be Corkscrew, Accurize, Rapid Hit, Explosive Payload with a handling Masterwork. And as far as the armor goes, none of the rolls are really that great. If you don't have parts of the set, now would be your time to pick it up, but don't expect anything more than a 52 on the rolls. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you did, don't forget, smack that subscribe button for more Destiny 2 Lightfall content. I'm going to be working to bring it to you here on the channel. And if you bought the exotic, let me know in the comment section which one you got to drop. I think I have most of the world drop ones, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. The good old Lucky Pants. We got a 62 roll with high mobility. Definitely has got some potential. I'm gonna need to compare it to my other rolls on the Lucky Pants. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. I am currently working on some Iron Banner weapon ranking videos for you guys. Super excited to get those out to you. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.